Hey, do you love the Songs or Spells podcast, presented and produced by me, Karlyn King, hearing all about how rock stars use magic in their lives? And do you want to level up your life using the easy spiritual tips discussed with our amazing guests like Aurora, Idols, and OG Sex Pistol Glenn Matlock? Well, now is the time. Over on our Patreon community, think of me as a personal guide for your spiritual glow up. I've personally manifested many things like relationships, tuition fees, and even specific podcast guests. I'm here to keep it fun and entertaining and welcome you into a wonderful community with weekly lessons on things like the law of attraction, manifesting, and leveling up your life, witches. So what are you waiting for? As Billie Eilish, Bruno Mars, Russ, even Ariana Grande know. Yep, they practice this. A weekly bit of witchery does not take long. Once you subscribe to the Patreon community, you have full access to the entire back catalogue of exclusive weekly Patreon episodes and a weekly group connect call where we share tips on how we apply this to our everyday lives and support one another. So to join, click on the link in the show notes or our bio link at Songs or Spells Podcast on Instagram or our TikTok bio link at Songs or Spells and select Join the Community. Now is your time. I can't wait to meet you. Hey, witches! Welcome to the season 3 finale of the Songs or Spells podcast. It's been quite a wild ride. This season finale is just myself. I don't have a guest, and this is also a bonus Patreon episode. So this gives you a little sample of what we do over on the Patreon. Each week we provide weekly lessons on a different aspect of spiritual magic in order to help you level up your lives. And on this special bonus episode, I want to talk about why your manifestation didn't happen. So, just a quick recap on the law of attraction. The law of attraction has a few very simple but not easy steps. So, first of all, you want to get really, really clear on what it is that you want to manifest. So, that is the ask stage. You need to be clear, you need to be specific, and also you need to be sure that that is what you want. And as we're going to see, sometimes that can come a little bit later when you realize, actually, shit, I didn't really want that at all, or I didn't need it. And actually, there's something way better because the universe knows what's right for you. And so do you and your intuition. So intuitive feelings should feel good, aligned. Whereas if it feels like fearful, lack, scarce, that's fear, false evidence appearing real, and it's also ego. So we've all got one. And this ego, you might want to give it a name. Mine is called Polly. Polly tries to protect me all the time. She says, "Don't date that guy, you'll just get hurt. Don't wear that, you look shit." Stuff like that. She's trying to protect me, but ultimately she's just putting fear and lack and low vibration into my life. And ain't nobody got time for that. So thanks, Polly, but I'm going to stick with how I feel. And if I feel good, then it's good and it's aligned and it's healthy. So um, we need to ascertain exactly what it is that you want. And the best time to do that is, of course, the new moon, the time when we plant the seeds for what we want to bring in on this new lunar cycle. So after that, there's a really important stage, and that is believe. This, honestly, is probably the hardest stage for most people because you need to really believe that you can have this thing. So this is when the limiting beliefs emerge. There's no point in you saying, "Universe, please bring me 1 stone weight loss by the end of this lunar cycle," if in your heart of hearts and in your intuition, you don't believe that you can do it. In other words, you're pissing in the wind. So There's various ways you can check your limiting beliefs. So there's one where you can journal it out. So what would happen if I get this? Write it down and then keep digging and digging and digging on it until you get down to the core energy of what it is that you want to feel. Okay. So what will happen if I lose that weight? I'll feel good. Okay. Why will you feel good? I'll feel more confident. I'll be able to wear more of the clothes I want. I'll look better in photos. Okay. What's good about that? I'll like myself more. Maybe more people will like me. Maybe I'll bring in love. So there we've got the core energy, and that core energy is one of wanting to feel loved. So what that suggests is that this individual doesn't love themselves. You see what I mean? Now, being able to drill down like that is a skill. And that is a skill that I have cultivated in multiple therapy sessions and also spiritual self development, like the development that we do over on this Patreon. So don't expect to be able to do that immediately. But once you start to do this work, you evolve hard and fast. And you start to really be able to see it in other people as well. And also, you find it much harder to be around people who are not self aware or who are choosing that low vibration. And you gravitate more to people who are much more like you as well. So believe you can have it, because why not? And journal on that. There's also another way to test your beliefs, and that is something that I learned recently, and that is called the energetic alignment method. So this one is way out there, but believe me, witches, it works. So you want to stand with your feet on the ground, and you want to ask yourself, is my name Karlyn King? Automatically, my body will sway forward. That means yes. Do I live in Glasgow? Yes. I'll sway forward. Am I 2 years old? My body will swing backwards, just lightly, not enough to fall over, but that's no, right? So ask yourself a few of these questions that have very clear answers in order to test the sway. You might want to look at this on YouTube it's hard to explain just by audio, but energetic alignment method. But basically, your body knows the answers. And we get a yes, a clear yes, usually forward, and a clear no, but backward. And it can be like a really hard yes, that where you'll swing right forwards, or more of a gentle one where you're kind of swaying in between, which is a little bit undecided. And then you can ask your body, am I 100% in alignment with the belief that I can lose a stone in weight this lunar cycle or over more time? Ask your body. If it's a yes, fantastic. You can bring this in. If it's a no, you need to address those limiting beliefs. Like I said earlier, what is getting in the way? And then you're going to want to keep doing this until you get that yes. So check that out on YouTube, the energetic alignment method, because your body knows the answers. So we've got ask, believe, and the last one, receive. So many of my friends are quite bad at receiving. They maybe don't receive compliments. They might not receive gifts, things like that. Receiving is so spiritually important because the universe wants to give you stuff. It wants to give you what's rightfully yours. But if you're not in receiving mode, you're not going to get it. So I hope that's cleared up some misconceptions that magic, manifestation, and the law of attraction is just to wave a magic wand. Sadly, it's not. There's a lot of psychology work involved. But if you can follow those steps, like I've just said, you're going to be in a really good place to bring in what it is that you want to manifest. So, back to the title of this episode, why did your manifestation not come? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because, yeah, you could bring this in, you could manifest this, but there's something better. There's something bigger and better. Yeah, hard pill to swallow sometimes, but true. The universe is always giving us signs and direction. We just need to listen. So, in my own experience, there's been like relationships I've really, really wanted to be in. And I've tortured myself with why do they not want to be in a relationship with me? Why is it not working? Why am I being ghosted? All that shit. And you know why? It's because they're not for me. And lo and behold, 6 months to a year later, you realize, oh my God, that person had serious issues, which meant that a relationship with them would have been a complete fucking nightmare. Yeah. Or you find out that actually they were seeing someone else. Or, well, I don't know, they're moving to Australia, something like that. So the universe redirected me at that time. Was it painful? Yeah. But I was being redirected on my path to something better. Yeah. If you look back at relationships, do you see that pattern? Do you see how things ended for the greater good, for your greater good? Have a think about that because I think that's a really important lesson. I've also experienced this in work, career as well. I used to think that all I wanted to do was be like a hardcore academic, and I'm good at it. I can do it in music and magic from an industry perspective. So the minute that I stopped worrying about the hardcore academic side and embraced the other side, because where attention goes, energy flows, it just opened a floodgate of things. And I've been out in Nashville, I've been in Germany, and I'm currently speaking to people from major labels. So something that I really thought I wanted actually wasn't for me. Had you told me that way back at the start, when I set that original intention, I would have been like, you crazy. I really want this. But actually, no, I don't. So that's an example of one that was over a longer period of time. And then you look back and you say, thank God, the universe and the goddess that I didn't end up going down that route because I would have been bored shitless. And I'm much, much more enjoying the industry side of things. Even when I look at places that I've lived as well, and moved around, thinking that you're going to have a life in my case in the countryside in southeast England, and then realizing actually I really don't want this. And that's a good example because the whole time my intuition was screaming at me that that wasn't right. But did I listen? No. And I stayed there for 2 years and I was miserable and I was really ignoring the light that's within me as well. So if you do that, it bubble up in other ways, believe me. And you really got to listen to what you're being told with your internal navigation GPS because we're all born with it, but we just forget about it. And we let society and organized religion and education and other people tell us what we should be doing. No, not anymore. Listen to your intuition and remember it should feel good. If it feels fearful and lack or wrong, it's wrong and it's just ego, right? A really good example of that would be last night. I was having a drink with a friend and she has started dating someone and she said, I'm just going to have that conversation. Are you seeing someone else? Because if so, bye. Now, this has been someone who's been on 3 dates, right? Um, I don't think the guy's seen anyone else. He is like won the lottery with my friend. So I highly doubt that he's seeing someone else, but they're not official. They're not in a relationship yet. He is technically a free agent. If he wants to go out on the odd date, he can, but I don't think he is, right? But that response from her was ego. It was fear. It was, I'm going to push him away before he can hurt me, because she's starting to catch feelings, right? Self-sabotage. So that is an example of how the ego can get in the way and we can royally fuck ourselves over. So don't go into that. Stay in your light, stay in the intuition, and also knowing that you are the shit as well. So I've done a lot of work on my self-concept over the years. And when you work in yourself and you work with daily affirmations about how you want to feel about yourself, it works. It works. I like to record them in my own voice, like just on the voice notes app on my phone, and I listen to them as soon as I wake up. If you know the song I Am by Baby Tate, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch. That is her affirmations, and she created a whole brilliant song out of that. And do it. Record it on the notes app on your phone. Listen to it as soon as you wake up. We're really receptive when we wake up and also before we fall asleep. So you're really going to be like reprogramming your mind, because remember, songs are spells. Words have power. I told my new students this the other day. Let's not forget the Dr. Emoto water experiments, when they had 2 bottles of water, and to one bottle they said lots of nasty things, and they also put lots of nasty labels on it. And the other, it was nice, loving, nurturing things. And when they examined the water on a molecular level, they were structurally different. Yeah. So words can literally change how we are at a cellular level. So why would you not speak to yourself in a brilliant way? So do those affirmations, work in your self-concept, and then you get to a place where you really start to trust the universe, and you know that whatever happens, you're going to be all right, because at the end of the day, you are the source of your own power and you're a bad bitch. So that is a summary of the law of attraction, manifesting, being the captain of your own ship, and why some manifestations might not happen, because they are not for your greater good. There's something bigger and better, and you've always got to be open to that. And for me, that really relieves a lot of anxiety for me. I used to really struggle with anxiety. And it's because I was very much like a controlling manifester. And I also gave a lot of my power away as well. But if you can just trust that you're always being redirected for the greater good. So if you don't end up dating this guy, believe me, there's someone better on the way. So I hope that has been helpful for you. I would love to hear your own feedback and comments or experiences around this, when you've really been working hard to bring something in and you've been not given it, you've been gutted, but then you've been given something so much better. Trust the universe and just know that you are the center of the universe, your own universe. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you Spellcast, your weekly astrological guide. And praise the universe! The planets have moved forward. We are out of the retrograde phase and get ready for life to move thick and fast. We are in Libra season, and this is your call to be the star of your own show. Show up as the brightest and boldest version of yourself without worrying about how other people perceive you. But also pay attention to how you're being called to take charge and forge a new path. You can be a leader, and this is something that you're being made aware of right now. Libra is super sociable, and this is also a great time to be bringing in new love or deepening existing relationships. So get out there and have fun. Thank you so much for listening to this bonus Patreon episode. If you enjoyed this, you can join the Patreon by clicking the bio link on the show notes or on our Instagram at Songs or Spells Podcast, or on our TikTok at songsarespells and clicking join the Patreon community and learn the magic. I can't wait to meet you. This podcast has been hosted and produced by me, Karlyn King, with music from the Caledonias. Watch out for Tarot Friday every Friday on our social media platforms, and we will be back very, very, very soon with a super jam-packed, witchy as fuck season 4. Take care, and I'll see you soon.